Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. I'm joined in studio with Preston, the Sports Cheetah, and Bryan Leonard. We're going to break down an NFL game, the Monday night game between Detroit and Dallas. And guys, boy, after they were calling for his job on Twitter, Dak is back with a 32 out of 36 performance, 264 yards last week. But I tell you what, watching that game, and if you look at the statistics of the game and then look that, they had all those yards. They were +3 in turnovers, 185 yards rushing, but they only won by 6. If you saw that box score, Bryan, you're a guy that does things with box scores. What should they have won that game by?
Yeah, you mentioned Twitter. It's not like somebody on Twitter gets something wrong, You rarely see that where you win the turnover battle by 3 and you don't cover the spread. There's been a few this season where it's actually been up to 4 and they haven't covered the spread. But you watch the game, and Dallas was the better team on the field, but they could never put Tampa Bay away. And when you have a team on a nice winning streak as Tampa Bay has been, it's tough to keep them out of the game because they've been able to come back in a lot of these games.
Preston, looking at this one, you've got Dallas. They've got the 2-game lead. Now, if they win the division, they have home field sewed up already. But they still mathematically can lose the division if they would drop the last 2 games and the Giants would win their 2. The reason I'm pointing that out is the Giants play on Thursday night. And if they fall in Philadelphia, all of a sudden Dallas has 0 to play for in this game. And if we always talk about, advantage players and getting the best of it, in my opinion, no matter who you like in this game right now, you grab Detroit plus the points because that's the apex of where the line's going to be, in my opinion. If this game becomes meaningless to Dallas by Monday, Dallas could decide, to play the starters for just a quarter, not play them at all, and all of a sudden Monday you see this line crash, and then you can come back and bet Dallas if you want to take, a free middle.
Yeah, I mean, you think you're free rolling, so to speak, in the sense that you take the 7 now. We did this in the College Bowl preview. I mentioned doing something similar with Wisconsin and Western Michigan. Lay -7 now. Wait to see if Western Michigan's coach goes anywhere, because then the line's only going to be going up. And then you can buy back later if you want, or hold a really good number. It's a similar thing here. I guess you just want to be, careful that the line currently isn't accounting for that possibility. If the line's supposed to be 7.5, but it's only 7 because of that, then you need to just, watch that. But I'm with you. I think it's Detroit or nothing. They're obviously playing for their lives. I know they only finished with 6 points against the Giants. Was that the final 17-6? Their offense actually was a lot better than 6 points. You're talking about box scores. I think they had, they gained the 5th most yards in the entire Sunday of any team, but they only got 6 points. Stafford actually looked okay, in my opinion, with the glove on and stuff. So if I was to lean one direction on this game, it's Detroit. I do agree with your sentiments, but I don't bet against Dallas this season. So
now, with you saying, is it built into the line? Right now, where do you put Tampa Bay and Detroit on a neutral field? Because last week that line closed. The market said the correct number was 6.5 with Dallas and Tampa. So you're saying Tampa on a neutral field is better than Detroit?
Yeah, I would actually have them about 1.5 better is my guess if I looked at my numbers that aren't in front of me now. Yeah. But when I saw 7, I actually was surprised it wasn't 7.5 for what it's worth. But I wasn't going to be jumping on +7 or -7 either.
Now I did see a couple 7.5s with weighted juice on offshore places, but here in Vegas everything's 7.
Well, I was going to point out, what's the deal with Detroit here? They play Green Bay next week, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't that the big game for them? Mm-hmm. They obviously want to win this one.
But if they play on Monday, if for some reason Green Bay would lose, which they shouldn't playing Minnesota, but if they would lose on Saturday, Detroit can take that extra game and not have to worry about the tiebreaker against Green Bay next week. So they could put it away this week if they take care of business. But yes, if both teams win, it means it comes down to next week.
So there is some uncertainty out there about the motivation on this game.
Both sides, yeah.
Yeah. So if it wasn't on Monday Night Football, would anybody really care? There's two very good teams playing each other, but from a sports handicapping standpoint, as a sports bettor, I would prefer to know what the situations are. So I probably won't get involved in this one.
All right, Preston, you
passing
not
completely.
I won't bet it. the Dallas bandwagon. All right, well, I think the game's definitely going to need, mean more to Detroit. I think Philadelphia has a really good shot Thursday night of beating the Giants. And if they do that, Dallas has nothing to play for. So I'm going to go on record with Detroit right now, and I am buying a ticket with Detroit at the 7.
Nice.
And then just figure that, I can move off of it if the situation changes Monday, which if it changes Monday, it's going to change in my favor anyways. So that's the way I'm looking at it. And guys, don't forget, coupon code SANTA10. That'll get you $10 off this week on any package at Wager Talk. And you can use it on the weekend all access package. You can do that each and every week, Thursday through Monday, for just $69. We're going to be back with more here at wagertalk.com.